Hey guys, so today we've got an empties video. My bin is overflowing. Lately I've been doing these empties videos once a month, kind of just at the end of the month or whenever my bin gets full, but lately that's been happening on a monthly basis. For some reason today I was in the mood to switch things up and film in my living room. I don't know, I just felt like spicing things up a bit. So welcome to my couch. I figured we could just kind of have a little casual empties chat today. I'm gonna show you all the products I used up in the last month. Even though it was a shorter month, I used up a lot of products. We've got makeup, skincare, body care, all kinds of things. So the way that I like to film my empties videos is I divide things into 3 categories. The first category being products I didn't like and wouldn't repurchase. Second category being products I just felt kind of neutral about. Maybe I liked them, but probably wouldn't run out of my way to repurchase them. And then the third category is products that I loved, would repurchase, kind of holy grail status type of products. So let me go through, sort these items out, and we'll start with the products that I didn't like. All right, so I went through everything, and there's actually only one product in the did not like category. This is the Youth to the People Super Berry Dream Cleansing Balm. The only thing I did like about it was the packaging. I like that it's in this nice, like, frosted glass jar that felt very luxe, very heavy. But the balm itself, I'm really glad to be done with. Kind of light citrusy scent, nothing too overpowering. I had several complaints about this though. I did feel like it burned my eyes a little bit. Number 2, it was very waxy, very kind of like dry and crumbly. Like the texture of it was just kind of annoying. And I felt like as I got towards the end, it started to get even more gritty. It wouldn't like fully melt into my hands, and there would be just like chunks of this hard, waxy cleansing balm that would just not melt. And I think part of that might be because we're in the winter, and so my apartment's a little bit cooler. Things like this are solidifying a little bit more, but I don't know, I just found that very annoying. It did a pretty good job removing all my makeup, but I kind of had to really work to like rinse it off. I just feel like it was totally overpriced and it didn't work that well. I would prefer the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Cleansing Balm over this. My favorite is the 4th Ray Beauty Cleansing Oil. That's my favorite that I've tried at any price point, I think. For a high-end cleansing balm, if I'm gonna get a high-end one, I'm gonna get the Paula's Choice one because that one is really, really good, much better than this. And yeah, I just wasn't a fan of that, wouldn't recommend it. Wasn't the worst product of all time, but I don't know. I just don't know why you'd spend the money on this. So that was the only product in that category, which is good news. Didn't have a ton of duds this time around. The next category is products that I just felt kind of neutral about. They were good, but maybe not good enough for me to want to repurchase. Let's start with a makeup product. This, I debated between putting this in this category and the fail category, but there were a lot of things that I really liked about this. This is the Ilia Fullest Volumizing Mascara. Kind of like your standard hourglass shaped wand, kind of like the Too Faced Better Than Sex. A million mascaras have this type of wand these days. So one thing while we're talking about the brush, I did feel like because the brush was so big, just about every single time I used this, I would get mascara all over my eyelids. And I just felt like no matter how hard I tried not to get it on my eyelids or below my eyes, I just would always get at least a few little dots of it, and then I'd have to go and clean it up with a spoolie afterwards. So that was one downside. The other downside of it was that I did have some minor smudging with this. Nothing terrible, but for me, especially for a high-end mascara, that is a deal breaker. There are drugstore mascaras that don't smudge on me, like the CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume, but I did really like the way it made my lashes look. It made them look thick, volumized, but not too clumpy, very lengthened, very fluttery, just a really nice look for my lashes. And I also got just about a full 6 months out of this tube, which I think is nice for a more expensive mascara. The shelf life, they do say, is 6 months, so that's typically how long I will try to stretch my mascaras, but a lot of times they will kind of start to dry up around the 4-month mark. This one, I could probably keep going with it, but I don't want to keep putting it on my eyes now that I've had it open for over 6 months. There's still a ton of product coming out on the wand, so that's nice. You're probably not going to run out of this before it gets to that 3 to 6 month mark whenever you feel comfortable tossing it. So yeah, there were things I enjoyed about it. There were things I didn't enjoy about it, so, you know, I feel like some people might really enjoy this, but not something I personally would repurchase. All right, let's chat about a very affordable product that I am so proud to finally be done with because this took forever. This was in like 2 different project pans, 2 different years in a row. This is the Trader Joe's Shea Butter and Coconut Oil Hair Serum. It says helps tame, frizz, and add shine. I think this is probably like a $4 or $5 product, really affordable. I do love trying Trader Joe's products, although I haven't been going to Trader Joe's very often. I think just because typically when I go, I just spend way too much money. And it's always so crowded in there. I actually really liked this. As long as I didn't apply too much of it, like I would probably just take like half a pump of this, like a true pea-sized amount, work that through the ends of my hair, and I really did feel like it just made my hair feel extra soft and smooth. So for $4, really nice hair serum. Would I repurchase it? Probably not, just because I like to try new things. I get kind of bored of the same products all the time, so I will probably not repurchase it, but I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for a product like this. I felt like it did a really good job and it lasted forever. All right, next I have this Kopari Ultra Restore body butter with hyaluronic acid. This they recently came out with. They did send it to me. Actually, they sent me 2 of these. I think by accident I got like the exact same PR package like a week apart. So I have another one of these that I'm looking forward to using. This was a really nice body butter. Like, the texture of this is unlike anything I've ever used. It was kind of like bouncy, cushiony, light, but still thick at the same time. Just a really nice texture for a body butter. It would soak into my skin really quickly. I didn't have to like work to really rub it in. It would just kind of melt into my skin. I used the last of it just a little while ago when I got out of the shower, and it just doesn't leave my skin feeling sticky or greasy, but it feels hydrated and moisturized. So really nice body butter. I did feel like I went through this pretty quickly. I think I went through this in maybe like a month and a half to 2 months. So, you know, for the price, I honestly probably would not buy this with my own money unless I saw it on a really good sale. If you're looking for a really good, affordable body butter, I highly recommend the EOS. It's called like the Shea Better body lotion. It's in like a pump bottle. Different kind of texture, but really similar if you're looking for a good, rich body butter that's very hydrating. That's a good one, and it's like $7. So if you're on a budget, I would recommend that. That also comes in more scents, whereas I think this one only comes in this one scent, which is kind of like Kopari's typical scent. If you've ever had a Kopari product, you probably know this scent. It just smells kind of coconutty. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to purchase it with my own money. Next, I've got a bubble bath. I've been really getting into taking baths in general. I love a good bath. It's like my Sunday routine now. And this is the Auracacia Aromatherapy Lavender Bubble Bath. Good bubble bath product itself. I just didn't care for the scent of this. I just don't like the scent of lavender. I'm gonna stop buying lavender scented things from now on, unless it's like, for some reason, a lavender scent that I happen to really like. But this is just kind of your standard, like, true lavender essential oil smell. But I really liked the actual bubble bath. I felt like the bubbles would actually kind of hold up and last through the whole bath, whereas sometimes you'll put in a bubble bath and then all the bubbles dissolve in like 3 minutes and then just sitting there, and like, what was even the point of doing that? Like, right now I am using a bubble bath from Shea Moisture, and it's kind of like that, where the bubbles just do not hold up. So I appreciated that the bubbles were actually like strong and bubbly. Who's meowing? Heidi? I think they do make other scents of this as well, so I may look into other scents next time, but, you know, it was fine. Wouldn't repurchase this scent, though. All right, next I have a hand soap refill from Grove. This is their limited edition spiced berry scent for the holidays. I did really enjoy this. I mainly just got this because I was feeling festive, like, around the holidays, and it just seemed like a fun scent. I did like it, but I do feel like these Grove hand soap refills are not as good of a value, like, per ounce as like the Method or even the Mrs. Meyer's one. So not quite as cost effective as I would prefer. It's kind of a small bottle. I just repurchased, I think, one from Method, if I'm not mistaken. I bought it from Grove, just not the Grove brand. I do have some perfume samples. You guys know I've been on a fragrance kick recently, and last year I bought a bunch of fragrance samples. Now I'm kind of in the process of using them up. And so I've got a few more of these to talk about. So I've got a couple little sample vials from Skylar. This is the Capri Summer scent. Really nice, fresh, juicy, fruity scent, like true fruity. Like literally smells like a fresh squeezed orange mixed with some other things as well. Maybe a little peach in there. I don't know. I'll put the notes on the screen, but I really liked this. I don't know if I liked it enough to buy the full size. These Skylar full size perfumes are pretty pricey. And even though I really liked the scent, I felt like the scent wasn't really me. Like, it didn't feel like a me kind of scent, so I don't think I would buy that again, but I did really enjoy it while I had the sample. And then I also have Skylar Vanilla Sky. I also have the full size of this, and this is a great vanilla scent. If you like a nice, like, warm, gourmand vanilla scent, you'd probably really enjoy this. It kind of reminds me of the Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom Cream, just a little bit less, like, caramely and nutty and more kind of like almost like a cappuccino type of vanilla scent. So I really like this scent. I will continue to enjoy the full size that I already have. And then I also have two little pin rows. These are their Perfume Towelettes, so these were literally like a single-use thing. But I figured I would go ahead and share my thoughts on these. This is the Tambourine Dreamer one from them. I feel like you don't really hear about this one very much. This one says it has lily, ylang ylang, and white musk. This was a little bit too floral for me. Very floral. I don't typically go for like straight florals like this. But if you like those notes, you probably would really like this one. Then I also used the Pinrose scent from Pinrose, which is like, I guess their original scent. This one is rose, clove, and leather. I do love a rose scent. That is the one kind of floral that I do really like sometimes, not all the time. This was a nice juicy rose, but to me it was similar enough to Rose Amber from the Seven Virtues, which I already have, that I wouldn't purchase the full size of this, at least not at this point. But if I'm ever in the market for a good rose perfume, I would keep this one in mind because it was just a very nice, fresh, kind of fruity rose almost. Another fragrance in the form of a candle. This is the Otherland Chandelier candle. So I had another one of these little mini Otherland candles in my last empties video, and I was talking about how that one didn't have a good scent throw. It was kind of a weak scent. That was the Canopy scent. So this one, incredibly strong scent throw. So it's definitely not a common theme among all the Otherland candles. But to me, this didn't smell the same in the air as it does in the jar, and I like the jar scent better. This smelled very expensive, like kind of like a fancy hotel or something. So they say the key notes of this are champagne, saffron, and leather, but to me it smelled like a rose candle when it was actually lit and the scent was kind of traveling through the air. So I wish it would have smelled more like what it smells like in the jar and the way it's described when it was actually lit, but yeah. You know, I enjoyed it, but these Otherland candles are so expensive. I would never spend $36 on a full-size candle. This came in like their sampler set. If I'm gonna spend more on a candle, I'm gonna get it from like a small business. But, you know, I enjoyed it while I had it. Didn't think it was terrible, but nothing to write home about. It's like way overpriced for what it is. Okay, so I think that is everything for the category of, you know, products that I liked but probably wouldn't repurchase. Now let's move on to products. Has this pile been here the whole time? Oh my gosh, I thought this was not in frame, this like pile of products here. I'm so sorry. Moving on to the category of products that I loved and would repurchase. These are kind of like holy grail status or just things that I am constantly repurchasing. So first up we have the Garnier Whole Blends Gentle Shampoo and Conditioner. This is the Haute Delicacy. This is my favorite shampoo and conditioner that I've ever tried. These are like $4 a piece, and to me they rival Amika, Dry Bar, like expensive Sephora hair products or salon quality hair products. I cannot believe how good these are. I feel like Garnier going cruelty free was one of the biggest wins of the past few years. Like, I'm just so happy to be able to buy these now because they're just so good. So I think this is like the third bottle of the Haute Delicacy shampoo that we've gone through, and I think this is the first of the conditioner that we've gone through. The shampoo, I mean, these smell so good. Such a nice, soft, clean, warm, cozy scent. They say that this gently hydrates fine to normal hair and it's tested on sensitive scalp. I don't know what it is, but this just does amazing things for my hair. It makes it feel clean, but it doesn't make it feel dried out or stripped. And it kind of gives my hair that like light, soft, airy feeling that I love. I love it so much. A lot of you guys have bought this off of my recommendation and have told me that you're loving it as well, which just makes me so happy. And then the conditioner was also really nice. I think this is a good conditioner, especially if you have fine hair. It was a little bit of a thinner conditioner. Wasn't like super thick and solid like some are. So if a lot of conditioners tend to weigh your hair down, you might really like this. Yeah, just great. Made my hair feel soft, silky, without weighing it down or making it frizzy or anything. So yeah, this was one of my favorite discoveries of 2021. I do plan to repurchase. Right now, I have a couple of other conditioners in my shower. I have the Whole Blends coconut one and also the Honey Treasures. Not loving the coconut one. It's in like a brown bottle. Honey Treasures is really nice too though. So, but I do plan to go back to both of these because these are just like old reliable at this point. All right, so another hair product that is definitely on the opposite end of the price spectrum. This is the Amika Soul Food Nourishing Mask. Oh, this is the best hair mask that I have tried. I wish it wasn't almost $30, but I do hear that Amika is often found at TJ Maxx, so I'm going to search there next time I am in need of a new hair mask. I do think that the Eva NYC Therapy Session hair mask makes a good alternative for a much lower price and a better value, because that one's like double the size of this, but half the price. But I had that and this in my shower for a while. Having them both at the same time, being able to like really compare them, I can't deny that this one really is better. So, you know, I wouldn't pay full price for it, but if you can ever get it on a good sale, good deal, or if you find it at TJ Maxx, I do highly recommend it. It is so good. It smells incredible, and I mean, I think it's great probably for all hair types, but I really like it for my fine hair because, again, it gives it that soft, airy, like silkiness that I love. It doesn't weigh it down. A lot of hair masks can really weigh my hair down, but this one does not. It's so good. A makeup product that I used up in my Project Pan, this I shared in my last Project Pan update. It's the Jordana Draw the Line Lip Liner in the shade Rock and Rose. I'm sad to say goodbye to this because this was one of my favorite shades of lip liner, and Jordana is no longer in business, so I won't be able to repurchase. They made some of my favorite lip liners, but I have found some good alternatives to these. And I recently discovered the Kokie lip liners. Those are a little bit more expensive than these were. These were like $4. The Kokie ones are $7 or $8, around there. But the Kokie ones, budge proof. Like, you draw some swatches on your hand, they will not come off. Like, you'll wash your hand, they'll still be on there. So they're like pretty close to waterproof in my opinion. So that's my new favorite lip liner formula. So excited that it's from the drugstore. And the shade Warm Nude is really similar to this one. And then I also have the BK Beauty lip liner in Warm Spice that I also find is similar to this. So I'm glad to have some shades in my collection that are, you know, similar enough to this that I don't really miss the shade in particular. But I loved this. It really gave my lips that perfectly kind of contoured effect. It was a nice kind of cool rosy beige kind of shade. Just really, really pretty. So I will miss this, but I'm also happy to have used it up completely. I used up 2 of the Aldi brand Source Moisturizing Beauty Bars. These are basically like a dupe for the Dove Beauty Bars, and these we use as our body soap in the shower. So I think what I've determined, we go through about one of these every 3 weeks, and they're about $1 a piece. You can buy a 2-pack for $2 at Aldi. So I'm trying to figure out if that's a really good deal or not. I'm gonna place another order with either Naughty Goat soap or Lave soaps soon, just because I'm itching to get some more like fun scented soaps in my life. But these are a good like kind of no frills basic bar soap, and because they're a beauty bar, like they're like the Dove Beauty Bar, they're really not drying at all. So I would definitely recommend these if you have an Aldi nearby. The Aldi store brand is cruelty free, so really nice to have that option. The very last thing that I loved, and I would definitely repurchase, this is the Mrs. Meyer's Acorn Spice MultiSurface Cleaner. This is the best smelling multi-surface cleaner I've ever used. It's one of their limited edition fall scents, but it just smells so good. It smells warm, cozy, kind of like a spicy fall type of scent. And you can buy refills of their multi-surface cleaners. I think you can get them of their limited edition scents, but I'll have to check next time. But anyway, that is my empties from the month of February. I hope that you guys enjoyed hearing about all the products that I used up. I always love filming these videos. I look forward to them every month. I have a whole playlist of empties videos on my channel if you want to watch more videos like this. But otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you've not already, and also make sure to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on future videos. Sometimes YouTube is weird about actually telling people that there was a new video, so notification bell is the way to go if you want to make sure that you don't miss any of my videos. But otherwise, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon in my next video. Bye.